Well, hey everyone. That didn't go like I thought. I don't know what happened. I was supposed to have the stream I scheduled pop up, but something else did. But Ian still jumped in early, so that's great. It worked out. Good to see you, Ian. And Steven, Midnight Hatter. I've got guys, I just woke up. I'm like, look, I'm off work. Do I want to get up and get prepared for an 8 a.m. stream? Yeah, I kind of do, but I was late. But I have a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Yeah, and like how I like to intro, my name is Adam Blue, 30 plus year video game enthusiast. So I have a lot to talk about, and I enjoy talking about this stuff. And then as you can see, new streaming software, this in general works great, but there's some things I'm just trying to figure out how to do that I was doing previously, like grab a scheduled stream from this, even though I did that yesterday. I don't, buttons, what can you do? Oh, you're working today, but from home. Oh, well, that's nice. I mean, at least, yeah, you get to be home. Well, cool. Well, maybe we can add some neat stuff to talk about video game wise. So, what did I get into yesterday? What did I get into yesterday? Yesterday was a crazy day because it was, you know, 4th of July. So it was like, again, midweek, Thursday, no work. What do I do with my hands? And so it was like, hanging out. I did my gaming stream and I streamed with Steven on Gundam Explained. We then what did I do? I think for most of the day was just chilling with him. We went to the pool. It was like super hot. By the time we got back, I was drained because it's here in Texas, it's like over 100 every day. Oh yeah, play some Metal Gear Solid. Oh, Steve said I'm working too, but I wouldn't miss a blue cast. You know what? Yeah, that reminds me. I guess the only reason I'm actually off today is because at my job we had like a floating holiday, and at the beginning of the year, everyone voted for it to be today. So, not that I'm that lucky or super special with my job that I get a lot of time off because it's the normal stuff. I mean, we didn't even have Juneteenth off, so yeah, play some Metal Gear Solid. I'll probably do more of that. I did a little bit of that yesterday. Yeah, I forgot I did that yesterday. I'll talk about that here. Jim X, good to see you. But yeah, then let's jump into it. Let me get the first thing I like to share, and that's what I was doing yesterday. So I don't think it seems like it might be in an order. So let's see. Wow, it went back pretty far. So Steam VR, was I really doing Steam VR yesterday? Actually, that was my son, because he's been playing this game on his Oculus hooked up to his computer, but his computer really isn't that powerful, so he can't do some things. So he asked if he could use my computer. So yeah, I let him play that for a little bit. Or a little bit was an hour and 7 minutes. Okay, and then I played Metal Slug Attack Reloaded. This is kind of a fun podcast game because you can sit back and chill. It kind of does its own thing. You just click. It's almost like a tower defense game, but I don't think that's the right word. It reminds me of back in, oh man, when was this? 2009, 8? I forget. There was this Army of Darkness game on iOS where you're Ash, and he just keeps moving forward, and you just have to like build the units to come out and help them. They get killed and keep building. It's like that. It's pretty fun. And then I wasn't playing Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins, but that was me keeping it on this, not realizing it. The battery on this thing does not go down that. It's great. Battery on this is awesome. So that was like 2 days of that game sitting there, and it just registered when I woke it up. Okay, so Metal Gear Solid. So I've been planning to get back to this series forever. I've always played them a little bit, never would beat them because what happens is, and I felt a little bit of it last night, it's like I feel like at the end I'm not really doing too much. So Metal Gear Solid, I was playing yesterday. I was testing out streaming it to Twitch and Twitter. And then when I started playing it, I had more of the modern game, I guess, things going on in my head where I'm like, okay, there's so much that I could do here, but there's probably something I'm supposed to be doing. So like that first part in Metal Gear Solid, I didn't really have to fight anyone. I could just sneak to the elevator and go up, and I'm like, oh, okay. Totally forgot that. I don't remember what I did last time. Did I take down the guys or did I just do that? And then yeah, playing it, it's really just a bunch of hide and seek. Again, not bad. But it's reminding me why I have trouble getting through these games is just sometimes there's a lot of just go here, get here, dialogue cutscene. Now you can go here, dialogue cutscene. It's just let's see. Let's see. I'll keep playing it. I don't want to piss anyone off because I'm not saying it's a bad game because obviously it's popular, right? Kojima. So yeah, I'll have to play it some more. I mean, I want to beat it. That's my goal. I forgot how far I got before. I remember beating bosses that were like tanks and helicopters and stuff or something like that. Yeah. And then yeah, just some more Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, just Richter mode, trying to get through, beat it that way. It's easy. It's just a matter of because you're super powerful. Although you still want to get the max HP pickups because some bosses are pretty hard without them. So that's that. But Adam, the DARPA chief needs you. Yeah, that's the thing. I will feel bad if I don't at least, save him. Oh, you were watching me play it. Cool. Well, cool. Yeah, that was pretty fun. Like at the beginning, I kept dying because I wanted to take out the guys, but really, no, you could just walk on through. Okay. Let's see. The next one, Batman Brave and the Bold. So this is the Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS are gems with 2D side-scrolling action games. And I follow Electric Playground. If you remember Victor Lucas, he started Electric Playground a long time ago. In the 90s, I didn't really hear about it until it was on G4 TV or Spike, whatever it was back then. Anyway, he's got this new YouTube channel where and it will happen, Saturday, where every Saturday a new episode of Electric Playground comes out from the old version. It's awesome. Like, I think it was last weekend, they were doing a review of Symphony of the Night. And Tommy Tallarico's on there too. Anyway, but Victor Lucas will just do random reviews, and he did one of this Batman Brave and the Bold video game. And it's kind of cool to see someone like him go back to a game like this and play it and do a review. And I was like, and it's WayForward, by the way. WayForward nearly almost is on point with their game. So I was playing that, and it's really great. Awesome side-scrolling animation. It's a little on the easy side, but it's a fun, good game. But you could tell, like, the way sometimes WayForward makes their games is they're able to balance something for kids and then something for veteran gamers. So that was fun. And, what shows up here without achievements, this is just an example of a game that doesn't have retro achievements, but it can still log that I played the game. So kind of neat. Although, the reason I like the achievements is so I can be like, oh, okay, so I defeated death in both forms of Dracula. Okay, oh, I found all the HP upgrades. I like to be able to see where I am in my progress. And then so Nintendo Switch Online. So I got on my Switch for a reason. I forgot what I was doing, but I have all these coins, and with the coins you can like buy random things for your profile or avatar. And I saw some Mario ones I wanted, but it says, oh, you have to play Lost Levels. And what it does is it takes you to Nintendo Switch Online to download the Nintendo thing to play Lost Levels. Played the first level, which was a lot more fun than I thought, because Lost Levels is pretty much the kind of the Mario 2 that came out in Japan that didn't come out here. So it's like a little more difficult Mario, but it actually is fun. Running through that first level reminded me of, I love that classic Momentum and how hard those can be of like, do this with Mario. It's like this thing, I think it's ingrained with me in Mario, this whole thing of like, I'm jumping, but usually by the time I'm landing, I'm actually facing the other direction because I'm able to like maximize getting as far as I can and in air, kind of get myself landing like on the edge of a pipe so I don't hit the piranha plant. And so a lot of that was like the jumping like backwards. And that reminded me how fun that aspect of Mario is. And the newer ones don't feel like that, but that's fine. I think the newer Mario Wonder is amazing, but it was actually fun to go back and play Mario, but play a hard Mario. It's sometimes you'll go back and play the old Mario and just play the first level, the first one. You're like, oh yeah, this is fun. This is neat. But when you play the Lost Levels, it's like, oh yeah, this is a challenge. Just throw that out there if you guys are looking for more of a Mario challenge. Okay, here's another one. Kelmaju, Remilia Scarlet Symphony. So yeah, the main reason I bought this was because it looked exactly like Castlevania. Some awesome 2D animation, side scrolling. The bosses are pretty much modeled off of Castlevania bosses. The character you use has a whip, but the dumbest I didn't even look at this before I played it, even though I think I'm still going to want to play through the whole thing. I assumed it was a Metroidvania. It's not. It's a classicvania. So it's level based, which actually is fine. That means I'll probably beat it sooner than later. But then this game also has a sequel that's called the same thing, and then Requiem or whatever, and they make the character look like Simon Cruz. What's the character? Is it Simon? No, not Simon Cruz. Soma Cruz. Yeah, Simon Belmont is Soma Cruz from Dawn of Sorrow. Was it Area of Sorrow too? Yeah. And so what they're doing exactly is trying to get Castlevania fans to buy their game, and it's actually working because it looks like Castlevania, it plays like Classicvania. Pretty neat. It's on Steam, and I think it might be on all platforms. I just got it on PC because I was able to find a key for like $12. All right, and then now Guilty Gear Strive. So this was I was playing this because like I really like fighting games, but I haven't played in a while. And then just recently I've talked on here like, man, I need to get back to Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, the Guilty Gear, and the Last King of Fighters, which I forget which it is. Because normally when a fighting game comes out, I get it and I play through the arcade at least. And I haven't done that a lot lately. Oh yeah, because the last one I went back and did this was like a year ago. I went through Dead or Alive 5 and 6 because I missed those. So I did that. Anyway, this Guilty Gear Strive is pretty good. It doesn't have the impact of the old ones. They're using 3D polygons for the graphics, and they're still doing that cell shaded look. So it looks neat, but it doesn't have that look that I prefer. But going through this process of playing or making games and you're thinking of the graphics, it's interesting how I'm trying to figure out from 2D sprite animation, how much is genuine, interesting, even for younger people artwork, or how much is that a preference because I grew up seeing it? I don't know if anyone really has an answer, and we might find out like in another generation. Are people still making games with 2D sprite-based artwork? It's just Guilty Gear was known for that. They brought like kind of the best of that into fighting games where it looked like you're watching animation, but now it's literally 3D cinematics. So anyway, regardless, the game's pretty fun. It might be a little easy, or so I played through with two characters that I haven't played with before in a Guilty Gear game. I don't even know their name, but I was able to kind of quickly figure out what their moves are, and then by the end of it, I was just keeping the enemy in the corner, just getting perfects. And I think it's just because I play a lot of video games that it's almost like there's this kind of video game language that you kind of just learn. So it's almost like if when you're playing a fighting game, whether it's X-Men vs Street Fighter or the original Street Fighter or Marvel vs Capcom, Ryu is going to play kind of the same. If you know Ryu, you could do that. So it's like that with me in fighting games, where it's like I've played so much that I can kind of figure out, okay, this is how a fighting game would work. And to be honest, that makes it fun because I like that I can bounce around. But yeah, I need to play through this so I can play the other ones. So actually, I had a pretty eventful July 4th because I played 13 minutes of this, 1 minute of that. Metal Gear Solid, I might have been streaming for about an hour. Let's see. Yeah, man, I almost forgot I was playing this. How did I forget that? You know what? You know what's really weird? It's this office I'm in where during the day I have to in the summer I have to close the windows or it becomes an oven. So sometimes during the day I think it's nighttime, and then because the sun doesn't go down until like 9, and then so later in the day, like there's 6 or 7, I'm opening the windows, getting all the light in because the sun's going down, and then I feel like it's another day. I don't know, just kind of a weird rant. Okay, looking at some of the chat here. GM Collecting, yeah, they streamlined for newbies in FGC viability. That makes sense. And I feel like there's that balance, and people are going to be like, yeah, it's a little too easy, but yeah, still fun at the end of the day. It's like what they did with the new Street Fighter 6 and Tekken, where they kind of changed the controls around. And then Ian, I heard good things about Guilty Gear Strive. I haven't played Guilty Gear in years. Blaze Blue is a cool alternative as well, but I don't think they come out with a new one in a while. Yeah, and there's even one on. Yeah, I don't know if they've come out with one in a while, but there's one on Game Pass. But I don't know if it's an actual proper fighting game, because I know Blaze Blue has like these kind of side spin-off games as well. Okay, let's look at some news I found. So. Which one is this? Okay. What? Okay, why did I have this? There was a reason I had this article. Oh, that's right. Valve building an emulator into Steam. And I didn't get to look at this whole thing yet. So tonight we had a Steam change list update that me and my private coppers found to be very intriguing. It tied SteamVR to a new SUSI package, a bundle of apps. There were 5 apps in this package, but Steam Database recently recorded a couple of artworks from 2 of them, despite those apps not actually being available to the public. One of them, immediately strange, it looks to be parading as a separate version of Valve's 2016 The Lab. This is a whole new app, though, not an update to the old one already available on Steam. Someone is reusing all of the artwork for the unreleased app. The other notable one, I think this is what I was trying to get at, is seemingly referencing Waydroid, which isn't a new thing except for Steam. Waydroid allows GNU Linux users to run Android app systems in a container, almost a native performance if they use Wayland. Valve has been working on Wayland support like crazy recently in their DEC GameScope compositor. The problem here is the artwork for this Waydroid is brand new and doesn't refer to anything they've used previously. It's possible they are looking to rebrand their looks after an influx of Steam Deck users. So I guess what they're getting at here is it's possible for Steam Deck there might be this added layer of Android to allow kind of like full-on emulation without having to go through all the hoops that you kind of have to for a Steam Deck. Because that's the thing, Steam Deck versus like a ROG Ally or any Android or Windows-based device. Like that's why like this is, an Android-based device. It's so easy to get all the emulators up and running with no problem. Steam Deck, I think because it's that Proton layer of Linux, it's like a very custom SteamOS, because even though SteamOS is kind of open out there for people to use, you actually don't get a full version of it. It's almost like the layer, and then you have to like make your stuff compatible for it. But anyway, this is just a neat next step if it's true what they're trying to say. So a Android layer on Steam Deck to allow people to easily do Android-based stuff. So it's actually neat, and I didn't expect how. Sure, iOS is big, but I almost feel like iOS is like its own thing. But like you look at Windows and Android and how there's so many devices out there that are Windows and Android that allow you to do so many things. Just looking in China, what's coming out, like these retro handhelds or laptops, and using Windows and Android, and you can do so many things. Like if I look at my Windows computer versus my Android-based, if I could take the ROG Ally in my ultimate like Android emulator I made, one's Windows, one's Android, yet I have them look identical and doing the same things. It's just the back end is a little different. So anyway, to me, this stuff is super fascinating. I love any work that's made to make it easy to play older games. That's my thing. Okay. Call of Duty data miners unearth what looks like an unannounced Deadpool and Wolverine crossover. So very cool if something like this happens, but here's the other thing, like, so that Gundam stuff came out in Call of Duty, and I was kind of excited about it. And then I got to it and played a little, and I was like, you know what? I'm just done. I think I've already played enough of Modern Warfare 3 since it launched last year, where I'm really done with that game. So I wonder, though, if I'm representative of a percentage of gamers at this time of year they stop playing. But then I remember right before Modern Warfare 3 came out, I went back to Modern Warfare 2 for a little while, getting hyped for it. So I bet there's these interesting waves that occur with the games. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is, a lot of the next Black Ops isn't going to be able to carry over a lot of the skins. So there's only like a couple skins that you can get in Modern Warfare 3 that carry over to Black Ops, but that's just because they made a Black Ops version. They're not porting everything. So if because they're saying the season 5 is expected to launch July 24th, and that's just ahead of the release of Deadpool and Wolverine movie. So it makes sense that they would have it on there, but I would be shocked if it didn't carry over. So that I think that's what they're going to be doing with some skins near the end of the life cycle of Modern Warfare 3, that they're going to make counterparts for Black Ops 6. Like, for instance, they need to do that with this one. Oh, wait. Yeah, because it says it's worth noting that Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 content will not carry forward to Black Ops 6 unless they developed a version. So, for instance, right now, if you pre-order Black Ops 6, there's a skin you get in Modern Warfare 3 that will carry over to Black Ops 6. But it's not carryover in the sense that these things are ported. It's carryover in the sense that they made a version for Black Ops 6. But it would be neat to see what comes out of the Wolverine and Deadpool thing, because I think this is going to be huge for the movies. Like, I think they're saying that it could have a 160, 165 million opening weekend, which would be insane. But this is an example where, like, they need to either come out with the game, or Microsoft is going to drop the Deadpool game and the Wolverine game on Game Pass around that time period. That's what needs to happen. Because we got, the information about the Transformers, and, these are all Activision titles, so that'll be neat. All right. What was this other thing? Oh, yeah. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Okay, this is the only Metal Gear game I've actually played through completely. And it's available on GOG, which it's awesome. I mean, think about that. Like, Konami is Konami. I know people have things that you could say about Konami, but sometimes they make moves that are pretty cool, like putting this on GOG. I think it's because they already know they're going to get all the sales they can out of this game. And so putting it on something like GOG, good idea. Anyway, just throwing that out there just in case anyone is interested. Okay, so now let's look at some breaking news to see if anything interesting happened. Oh, something I was talking about yesterday. Wii U was ahead of its time. I mean, yeah, because it was doing the whole portable thing. So Elden Ring patch 1.12.3 nerfs Blood Fiend's arm and other popular weapons. Oh, just nerfs the weapons. Okay, that's pretty neat. Not like enemies or bosses. Okay. Well, and I'm just following this closely because it's very interesting that you hear people say that this is too hard, but I wonder how many of that are new vocal people that, like, now know that Elden Ring's popular. So now they're going to get in on the DLC, and then they're like, hey guys, this game is hard. And they came out with that patch that kind of fixed not fixed anything, but I think made it more clear on how to upgrade something. But yeah, I do not want them to, like, I don't want them to come up with a patch where they're making the game easier. Not that they can't, and I'm trying to, like, hold on to that, but it's just, I like that From Software has always held on to that. It reminds me of, dang, what was that guy's name? The guy from Ninja Gaiden. The guy with the glasses. I forget his name, but that was his whole thing. He didn't want to make the game easier. And then, like, later they added a Ninja Dog mode or something like that. So yeah, it's but here's the thing. I haven't even played the new Elden Ring DLC. I played so much Elden Ring and then so much Dragon's Dogma 2 recently that when I looked at, okay, another big expansive, fantasy world to run around, and I was like, These are for me, and these are, I think these are also individuals who played originally and never came back to it before the DLC came out to warm back up to it. And that's another good example of that. Yeah, I went back to it and I had the New Game Plus. I got my character to 199. Like, I feel like I almost did too much. I think I should have done what I did with other Souls games, is, like, once I beat it, So that's the thing with Elden Ring. They waited too long with the DLC. The other Souls games, even though I never really played through all the DLCs, they would come out not too long after. But by this time, I've like moved on. Okay, Epic Games claims Apple is stalling store launch over button similarities. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, they'll fight. Let them fight. Let's see. Gorilla dodges questions regarding Lego Horizon on Xbox. Yeah, that would be interesting. Not that I think Sony has to put it on Xbox, but you think because it's on Nintendo Switch, they would. I find it very interesting lately how we've been seeing announcements of games not coming to Xbox, which seems to be the complete opposite of what it seemed like this whole industry was going to do. Like that Marvel vs. Capcom collection's not coming to Xbox, but even though there was like a good reason for that, but then you look at something like Dead Rising remake, whatever they're calling it, that they then ported it to a new engine so it could be on Xbox. There's, the Gundam Breaker 4 is not coming to Xbox yet. Again, this is all so weird. There's probably behind the scenes stuff I don't know. Just as someone that if I was going to publish a game, the reason I would have it go on Xbox is because of the cloud streaming ability, the Game Pass potential, the cross-platform crossplay that's offered. So it's like someone could have a ROG Ally and play my game on Xbox. And if they don't have a PlayStation or Switch, they can still play, an Xbox version of a game. Like when the latest Yakuza game came out, I was able to, it was on Game Pass. I played it on Xbox, and then I was playing it on my ROG Ally, and then I was playing it on my PC. Like that's the ultimate version. Sony's almost there. It's just more of they have the streaming, or they will release a game on PC. But Xbox is the only one doing it where it's like, okay, you have it on console, you have it on PC. Like I feel like that's the friendly consumer approach, but not everyone is, even though that's a possibility because we've seen it, they're not going in that direction. But who wants a Lego Horizon game? I'm almost just morbidly curious. Like I don't get Horizon. I don't get it. All right. What else is going on? Oh, this is pretty interesting. Analyzing new game ideas for market success, strategic toolkit. That might be something later to look at. Okay, Capcom is ending new seasonal content for Exoprimal. You know what? Capcom is a company that wins all the time. But this game, I don't know. Is officially ending new seasonal content after season 4. So that means for sure? I don't know. But yeah, I don't hear people talk about this game much. I remember watching people play it when it first came out. It looks cool, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, cut dialogue found. That's always fun, even though that game barely has any. Let's see. That's cool. There was this Gamescom Latam that was going on, which I think that's a good thing. That's just a huger, bigger market to constantly market games to get, more people to make money for these companies, so they make more games. I always found the Latin America video game industry very interesting. Mainly this stuff happens in Brazil. Yeah, I think they're in the Brazilian games market because very interesting. First time I went to Brazil was like in 2006 or 7 or something like that. And I would go to the like underground markets. They're not black markets, but the underground markets. And I saw so many video games. I was like, I can't believe how many video games are here in Brazil, but they're all like pirated, essentially. Even though for them, it's more of here's just a more easily accessible way for people to play games. They have to get them, burn them. And it had so many things. They also have like Sega consoles were still up until this day very popular. They were still coming out with games on Sega Genesis and Master System that weren't coming here into the 2010s. But I think that also speaks to how, I guess, technology that's imported has a huge tax on it because it's not deemed as a crucial thing needed. But it's interesting because it does feed into the economy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this stuff. It's interesting because it reminds me how in China they have like those restrictions on how long you can play games online and stuff or be on a phone. But I wonder, and so I'm just wondering if like these high taxes for importing electronics is part of that. It's like this is not that necessary. Let's try to limit how much people are becoming drones just playing games all day. But I don't know if that's true. Let's see what else is going on here. Sporty soccer. Oh, sociable soccer. So that's neat because you don't see this stuff much anymore. You know, like the sports games that are kind of like fun, goofy things. Yeah, that's cool. Anything else? GTA 5 story DLC was scrapped because GTA Online was a cash cow. Cinematics editor claims. Yeah, it's like don't need to do anything else. So it's interesting because then there was no intent. No intent. If story DLC was scrapped, there must have not been some like intended shared experience a artist wanted to create. This is completely a corporation being like, where's the money? So you can say GTA has probably been separated from its art. I don't know. Ubisoft's Watch Dogs film has started filming. Wow, that's neat. Huh. I had no idea that they were going to start filming this. So French director Mathieu Turi. Let me see what this guy has done. And it's a French director, and you know this is a French company, so that makes sense. Let's see, Turi. Let's see. Let's share this tab. What has this person done? I don't think I've heard of any of these, but it could be because maybe they're like French films and they could be good. So I don't know. I mean, this person has come out with content on a regular basis, so yeah, it could be good. Very neat. Younger than me. It's crazy to think that. I wish that I'd be a filmmaker by now, but people younger than me are doing it. I got to say, out of all the things in life that bother me, sometimes that does. Man, that guy looks so familiar. So familiar. Did he like star in something that I don't know about? I don't know. Okay. It could be just one of those things where, you know, people look the same. Let's see what else is going on. I think that's about it. This is starting to bring up news from yesterday. So, yeah. That's about it. I like this. You don't see sports games that are fun. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I know. Yeah, people like sports games. Like I remember, you know, for me, like I guess I'm not really into sports, but stuff like NFL Blitz, NBA Hang Time, the things that are more like arcadey. And I feel like that stuff has just kind of gone away, and when it tries to come back, it doesn't really last. You don't see sports games that are fun. Yeah, that needs to be a new Blue Gamer Cinematic Universe quote. Okay, well, I think that's about it for today, guys. Thanks. I'm glad I got to do this. Sorry it was late, but I think like if I have a day off and I don't have to get up early for anything, I might just meander to the computer. Yeah, so that's it. Hopefully everyone has a good rest of the day. I have this set up to have an outro as soon as I end the stream, so let's see if that works. So see you guys later. Clicking end stream. Yeah, play outro and end stream.